me hearties, a very, very good evening to you. It is me, Scottie McClue, and we are, of course, live on the big one, YouTube, just for you, saying Dinky-Doo. Excellent stuff. Lovely to have you with us, and I hope you're all ready to chit-chat. I've got a subject for you tonight. With all this lockdown stuff, should we ban alcohol? All right, so there you are, a bit of discussion, and of course we're getting the Skype up if anybody wants to Skype in and say their piece. So that's tonight's subject, should we ban alcohol? If you've just joined us and you've never ever clapped your lamps on me before, I'm Scottie McClue, the First Lord of the Internet and the world's top broadcaster. This is the big one, Sunday night, 9 o'clock sharp, and we are live. Dinky-Doo, here's a good pizza. Dinky-Doo, my good friend, and you a good pizza. Lovely to have you with us. There's Josh saying hi. Hi, Josh. Lovely to have you with us. Dinky-Doo, Scottie. Absolutely. SCOTTIE. It's very interesting. Now, I've been around for 20 years and 29 years on the radio, Scottie McClue, and everything's labelled Scottie McClue, SCOTTIE, and people still say SCOTTY. Isn't it interesting? They haven't observed. So there we are. This is not a go at you, Josh. This happens with lots of people all the time. Dinky-Doo, Scottie, how are you? J-Dog, excellent. Lovely to have you with us. Dinky-Doo, and welcome to Sunday night. And thanks, of course, for all your advice. I've ordered the RAM, and I've looked at where it goes. So there you are. Excellent stuff. A good pizza says, I like the headset, Scottie. Karim Zakaria. In Scottie, we trust. Absolutely. Josh, we know, but we don't mention that on here because we are a national and international program. So I'll just take that down. But thank you. Very, very good of you. I remember you well. Scottie, sorry, no, not at all, Josh. No problem at all. You and I get on fine. Welcome, 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 I say. We'll get the sharing ready as well, guys, just to let everybody know what's happening. J-Dog, we've lost about 90 meg of disk space, but still not enough for all the live streaming. It didn't seem to speed it up that much at all, but it has speeded the laptop up, I can tell you. Do you remember me? Of course I do, Josh. Yes, very well. Absolutely. There we go. But as I say, we don't go into all that sort of detail, you know. Yes, national program. So there we are. Fantastic. International program. People watching all over the world. Tremendous. That's what we like. How's your dog's birthday, Karim? Fantastic. He's just been out for a marvellous walk. And I told you he took a stroke 12 years ago when he was about 2. And, I thought I was going to lose him then. And he fought his way back. But the paw that was stroked is a little bit weak now, but we've managed to get him walking with support. So there you go. Seems good. What price did you get for the RAM? How much RAM? Was it just 2 gigs? It was 2 gigs, but it was actually quite expensive, believe me or not, J-Dog, just because it was the 2.4s for that particular model. Always that, isn't it? There we go. You don't usually find yourself in the bargain. And I did shop around. I checked 1 or 2, even the American ones, and it worked out at the same price. But it was quite pricey, shall we say. It was about twice what I expected. So there we are. How many books have you got, says Josh? Josh, I'm just trying to think. I've probably got upwards of maybe 2,000 to 3,000 books. These are not books. These are CDs. Did you go to a computer specialist? No, J-Dog? I just used my mouse. Well, I did actually. It was a specialist I'm getting it from. So there we are. So we know it's for the right model, etc., etc. Wonderful. Thank you, letter G. Everybody's admiring the headset. Well, it makes for excellent communication. So there we are, just keeping us up to date there. Do you have a favourite book? I have several favourite books, bananas. It would be very difficult, and I've just ordered one online this week. There you are. I'm going to be having a good read at that, I can tell you. It's about somebody who's very, very current in our lives at the moment. Dinky-Doo, Scottie, was it RAM for a laptop you bought? It was, Eddie Doyle. So there we are. It was 8 meg of RAM, and I bought the 2. So there you are. If you go for a 4, then it's half price, but I bought the 2. So there we are, because I think we might as well replace the 2. You're getting any more storage? Yes, I think there will be a fair bit of storage, but I told you, did you hear me say that I cleared 94 meg? So there we are on the disc. Scottie, viewing a second property on Thursday in Carlisle. Scotland always home, but, oh, listen, Kareem, I will not be surprised if you fall in love with that area. It is a fabulous part of the world. So there you are. And I can see you spending a lot of time. And if you go on on-traffic time, you're looking at probably just over an hour and a half. That kind of idea would be about right. But do watch yourself on the motorways. So there you are, because it is well watched, I can assure you. So just see that you're always within the limits. Not that I need to tell a wise man like you, but, you know, a nod and a wink to a horse that can see everything. Fantastic. MB or GB? GB, absolutely. We've cleared 94 GB. So there you are. So I think that's made quite a difference, J-Dog. It took a long time to do it, I can tell you. We had to go through the whole thing, work out what was what. The programs, there's nothing taking up too much time. Bit of editors, probably the biggest one, but they're mainly in KBs. And so there's nothing huge there. That's great. Oh, it was fantastic. You know, the old blue and the pink disc. And you can have too much blue and not enough pink. And then suddenly it appears and you're like, wow. So there we go. Fantastic stuff. So there we are. The only thing is I've also reduced some of the virtual memory. I don't know if that was a smart move or not. Right, if you just joined us tonight, should we ban alcohol? That's what we're talking about tonight. Let's just see what's happening with all you guys here. Woo, we're busy tonight. Fantastic. That's what it is. Now, just to let you know, to tip you all the wink, those of you that get fed up with McClue chattering away, I split the other night into 5-minute segments, and somebody was complaining, we want 2 hours of you, not 5 minutes. They didn't realize the whole thing was there. Fantastic. So there we are. You could just get external storage after you've installed your RAM. I can, J-Dog. That's what I might do. Somebody said about 50 quid for a good bit of hard drive there. Scottie, every time I went down, the police have pulled people over in the cars. They will, Kareem. And, of course, it ruins the weekend. I mean, you can have a nice, clear, dry, safe motorway, hardly anybody on it, but just that wee mile or two too much, you know, and doo-doo, you know, and it can be something that might not be obvious to you at first that's following you. So there we are. So I'm just tipping you the wink, Kareem. You know what I'm saying. Yes, a nod and a wink. Yeah, that was me. A good 2 terabytes for 50 quid. That was you, J-Dog. I thought that. So there we are. So a couple of terrapins would be fine, wouldn't they? Absolutely. Just to add a good whack of memory. How are we lighting-wise tonight, guys? Is everything okay? A bit of feedback on the technicals is always welcome. A touch of the Earl Grey tonight. Now, what are we getting from you people here? Josh says, can you say, melt, please, my friend is watching. And it's an inside joke and he would find it funny. Would he indeed? Aha. So there you are. Well, I think I've just said it. I heard the pubs and restaurants are closed in Glasgow. They closed on Friday. I think it will happen soon in England. Well, of course, England's watching Scotland. You see, I think the Scottish government should maybe have been asked to take over and run the UK because they're very, very switched on and very smart, you know, and I think that might be a good idea. Or even what we had during the Second World War, we had a national government, a coalition And I think maybe if we dropped the politics and took all the smart people in. So there we are. Did you hear about the hospitality protest? They chucked all their ice into the street in Glasgow. Yes, I saw that. I don't quite follow that kind of thinking. You know, it's not what I call big picture thinking. And McClue likes the big picture thinking, as you know. I think they should get rid of plastic cups and straws. I think so, Josh, absolutely. But we're talking tonight, should we ban alcohol? And feel free to pop down what you think, and I'll see how the Skype's doing. We might even get the Skype up tonight and get one or two trusted people on, you know, the trusted people. So there we are. Excellent idea. And of course, what we're doing is putting together a phone-in, hopefully, so we can get phoning. Did you get that badge on you? How did you get the badge on your hat? Oh, Josh, these badges were like gold dust. They were very sought after. There were hundreds of thousands of them at one point. There you go, Dinky-Doo. And there's one on the back as well. I can't upset my headset, but I've got one in the back as well. What's the reason for banning alcohol? I think it would be a good time to come off it. Alcohol has got absolutely zero value at all. And I checked with one of my doctor friends. I said, any benefits? He went, absolutely not. I said, nutritional? No. All it is a de-inhibitor. That means you're more relaxed and you can come out with a bit of chat. But obviously, it's very, very dangerous stuff, alcohol. Think about it. So if we banned it now, this is a good chance. If we banned it and genuinely banned it, and I don't mean the crims coming in and flogging it like happened in America in the 30s. It's not a case of prohibition as such. It's a case of education and saying to people, no, you decide to come off it. You know, we just decide. So nobody's doing the wee fly bit. We think, all that. You know, you cut through all that nonsense and you say, look, you don't need this. It damages your body, affects your life in a negative way. You know, that sort of idea. So that's our reason there, Craig. What do you think is more addictive, cigarettes or alcohol? It depends what gets a hold of you. Cigarettes can be very addictive, but the addiction is not that powerful. And I know all about this because I smoked in a previous life. But once you get your mind right, you can come off it. Alcohol's more challenging because it affects your judgment. So you see people who are alcohol dependent. I don't know quite what you would say is the difference between an alcoholic and somebody who's alcohol dependent. You know, I would imagine there's very much one in the same. But anyway, they're addicted to it, or they think they're addicted to it. And if you see them when they've got a real drink in them, they're very, very belligerent about people saying, that's enough, you've had enough. Enough! All that kind of idea. You know, it brings out the dafty in them. So their judgment's affected. Obviously, smoking, your judgment's not affected. Alistair Campbell, the wonderful Alistair Campbell. Hello there, China. Hello, Alistair. How are we? So there we go. J-Dog says, I'm obviously not 18 yet, so I can't drink massively yet. I haven't had a drink, but would like a small one. You have to try it first to know you don't like it. Well, I spoke to a gentleman recently who was quite elderly, and he said, you know, Scottie, I've never, ever even tasted alcohol. I said, well, to be honest with you, you haven't missed much. So there you are. It's less fashionable than it was. Scottie, I don't believe it was alcohol Jesus turned into wine. It was the fruit of the vine, unfermented wine. Alcohol is a drug. It should be banned. I agree, Eddie, yes. I remember a Scot summing it up brilliantly. Typical Scot. The Scots, you know, when the chips are down, the Scots can really sum things up quite beautifully. And this chap said, well, it's drinks, I suppose, all right, until it gets a hoddy. Till it gets a hoddy. And I thought, wow, now you are talking, you know. And absolutely, you know, it's a very succinct summation. So there were. I think you'll be right, Eddie. I mean, I don't think that the wine would be fermented in those days, although it does tell us in, is it Leviticus, wine shall turn a man to poverty and his clothes to rags. You know, that sort of idea. So there we go. I must confess, I mean, I used to take a refreshment and I just made a decision that that was it. And it was a very smart move, I can tell you. So there you are. So wonderful stuff. So I would strongly recommend it. There we are. Josh is coming in. Yes, all right, Josh, we get that now. Some people, there we are, drink with their friends in secret. Other days destroying the livers before they're even fully developed. You're quite right, J-Dog. The young liver does not develop for some time. The liver is also a very resilient organ because it's the body's factory. So it deals with all the fats and the toxins and the poisons and all the rubbish that might be in processed food. And yeah, Josh, all right, if you keep on with that, I'll just have to ban you, Josh. We don't want that, do we? So there we go. So, oh, poor Josh hasn't got the message. He's not got the message at all. There we are. Maybe I have to ban him. I'll tell you what we'll do with you, Josh. We'll put you in timeout till you calm down rather than just dump you completely, because I don't think you know what you're doing. Right? You know, you might do. There we are. Eddie Doyle, quite right. If you could keep on top of him and try and explain to him what the show's about, that we don't do all that nonsense, that would be absolutely fantastic. I'll stop. Sorry, says Josh. Absolutely, Josh. You know, I mean, the joke was the joke. We've done it. I said the word, and that's been done now. And spamming, you know, is a real big no-no. This is for grown-up, mature, sensible people. Yeah, we don't have any particular age. You can watch from, you know, whatever it is, until you're 99, but sensible. Proverbs 23 gives a clear description of alcohol abuse. Absolutely, Alistair Campbell, but I'm pretty sure there's some good stuff in Leviticus. There, oh, Josh, what a shame. Right, Zach's going to have to go. Zach's banned. There we are. End of Zach. Right, that's fine. Yes, quite right, Eddie. He's gone. Zach's gone. We'll never hear of Zach again because he thought he would do some spamming. Oh, dear. And Josh is at it. So Josh is getting a ban as well. There we are. Good. Right, Josh is gone. No more Josh. Right, they don't understand sometimes, the young people, so they think they'll cheek up, you know, be a wee bit silly. Right, that's that. We haven't time for any of that nonsense, though. We've got too much to talk about. Craig Cochrane, you went a bit quiet there when you said, why are you banning alcohol? There we are. That's why. Right, what have we got here? There we go. Now then. Could the economy cope with the loss of income that alcohol brings in? I think the economy now is going to have to readjust. We may get it sold to us that COVID has caused the big, deep recession. In actual fact, I would say Brexit has probably caused the big, deep recession. So there you are. Brexit has already cost us £200 billion. So other things are bound to distract from that. It's only been running for 5 years, under 5 years. COVID's been running closer to 5 months, right? Now, it has wreaked havoc. There is no doubt about that. But then so has Brexit, and when we leave, it will continue to do so. It will cost us about 90 billion a year, and we will never actually be leaving it. Right, here's Josh back on again, not quite getting the message. Gone again. So there we go. That's the stuff. Okay. End of Josh. We'll report him. There we are. Fantastic. Okay, that's the end of that. I think he's away. Yep. How long are you planning to go on tonight? Remember to share. Top man, J-Dog. I will do a bit of sharing now. There we are. Excellent stuff. and just put live now. Wonderful. Now, did I disappear there, J-Dog? So there we are. I've just shared that one. So that should have gone down all right. Fantastic stuff. We love it. There we go. And here's FCB gone. Okay, wonderful. Obviously thinking that they will create the channels and that will be funny. No, I'm afraid not. There we go. Waste of time and space, these people. Okay, right. So what we're looking at, there will be some good shares tonight, J-Dog. Very much appreciated. Wonderful bit of chit-chat. And I can also, just so you don't lose me, what I might do there, Susan Shaw. Good evening, Scottie. Good evening, Susan. How are we? Fantastic. So there we are. Lots of numpties on tonight. You didn't disappear that time. Might just have been luck. We shall see. I'll just put up a welcome, welcome, welcome. We'll do the shouty one. People love that. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right, there we are. And Josh is back on again. So just get rid of him again. Susan, good evening. Lovely to have you with us. Dinky-Doo. Problem with YouTube, you can make multiple accounts. I think that is not a great thing, the multiple accounts. You should just get the one and then it goes. That's the idea. Anyway, there's Joshua again. Excellent stuff. It might not be him, of course. It might be people coming on just using his handle, you know. I mean, there's no doubt about that. There's somebody else. Yeah. Good. We can always do that. Just keep it going, I say. Whoop. Hang on. There we are. Right, that's the stuff. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Good. Could always get rid of a few people. How's your day been, Scottie? Very good, a good pizza. I thank you very much. You can make me moderator so I can ban them without you having to do so. J-Dog, appreciated. I do thank you for that. So Dinky-Doo, Scottie, Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us and welcome, I say. Now then, Dinky-Doo, we're looking at you. Shane, Dinky-Doo, we're looking at you, la. Not a problem. How are we today? We're very, very well. Very, very well, GD. Excellent stuff. There we are. Always well. Always appreciated, I say. That's us. Lovely, lovely. And I'll just take that down. Fantastic. Oh, dear. What a waste of time. Never mind. Not to worry about that. Right. Now, what was I going to do? I was going to do some sharing, wasn't I? Excellent. Now, anybody doing SCOTTIE McCLUE is breaking copyright. So, Melt, you've broken copyright there, and we shall trace you. I have permissions here. There we go. Not good. All these people are traceable to me, and when I find out who it is, they will be very embarrassed, I think, actually. It was easier back in the day when you could just put the phone down in the dafties. Oh, absolutely, but we are not going to be dissuaded from podcasting, broadcasting, live streaming because of a few dafties, you know, people whose brains have not formed properly. We used to just put the phone down them, and, of course, the delay. Scottie, merchandise, please, says Kareem. Absolutely, Kareem. We need to look at the merch, but let's get the phone in going. Let's get the numbers up, find out what's what, and get systems to deal with the idiots. And on we go, I say. Fantastic. Now, bit of sharing going on here. We need that. So what I'll do is, yes. Oh, just pinch a bit of that and all that sort of stuff. There we are. You know, this is what it's like, J-Dog, when you start off out on your own, you know, in the big world. Oh, not a problem. So I can put live now on that, can't I? I'll just put live now. Now, I wonder, do I need to put the URL? Is that maybe what people aren't realizing? So I'll put live now and the URL. Excellent. I think that's what we've got to do, shove in the URL, because people get lazy. Have you noticed when you approach somebody with something, you send them a message and you say, I'm watching this, and they go, oh, send me the link. Send me the link. They get very lazy. They don't want to put it into their search engine. Could you send me the link? And here we go. Right, that looks quite good, fairly healthy. And I'll pop that in. And then what I think I'll do, so a wee copy of that. That gives me that. And then I can just post that. That's excellent stuff. And let everybody know what is what. Scottie, why age difference between America and Britain concerning drinking alcohol? Well, it's interesting. I mean, the continent, they give their youngsters diluted wine to have a wee sip so that they can sort of get used to it. But it'd be rather good if we just give it up. Absolutely, Scottie, we can't let you dafties waste all the good work you've done so far. No, Craig. We need to build and build and build. I think dafties are, you see, these wee Neds think they know more about it. You know, they've been around, they know everything, and they can do all these things, and they think it's funny to irritate everyone else, you know, and it's not, and they don't realize that, you know, they're going, you see, because brain hasn't quite formed properly. Scottie, why haven't you been going on like on Instagram? I have, Aaron. If you go on Scottie McClue's Instagram, Scottie McClue 1, you will see I have been broadcasting, not for a wee while, right enough, but we can do that. And what we're going to do, well, you can't multi-stream. I think Instagram likes to do its own thing, which is fair enough. But we will be multi-streaming when we get the speeds up, get everything going. Why are the dafties out tonight? I think, Kareem, when you see something of this quality, you think, I want to get in there and try and irritate, you know? And, of course, the likes of, I mean, it might not all be that wee guy, Josh. These might have been other people making other accounts, you know, trying to get him into trouble. Oh, dear. So there we are. Good, says Aaron. Yes, we're on the way, Aaron. So the phone in will be coming on. Guys, subject for tonight, should we ban alcohol? Do tell. Excellent stuff. Now, I'll put that up here for you. There we are. Subject for discussion. Yeah, okay. Should we ban alcohol? All right, question mark. Yeah, Welly Song, we know we should ban plastic. You know what happens to all your stuff that you recycle? The bulk of it gets sent to Turkey and litters up the streets in most of the country. Do you have a dog? Aaron, I do. He was 14 yesterday. Wee Clyde, the Labrador. So there we are. Excellent stuff. So yes, we do, Aaron. Nice to have you with us. Now then, guys, I'm just going to share this, the big one. Off it goes. Excellent stuff. I don't want to lose you. I could share on all sorts of different things, but I don't want to lose you. There we are. Right, so we've got that. And what I'll do here is, I have to watch we don't spill the tea. We don't want that again. There we go. There we are. Bit of room here. I need to get the full studio set up for you. There we are. That'll all come, you know. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. We don't want that. Right, there we are. So yes, we do. Subject for discussion. Now then, the J-Dog. You can multi-stream on Instagram. Use a third party. It will give you a custom RTMP server that will allow you to multi-stream on Instagram. Very interesting. So if we make Instagram the main one, we can restream to the others. So there we go. No, we should ban plastics as well as song, of course. So there we are. But we should perhaps ban alcohol first. And then we might use less plastic. There we are. Happy birthday to you, and my thank you, Aaron. Restrict alcohol, Scottie. The pubs close at 8. Well, I think they're closing at 6 at the moment. I feel safer in a pub than a school. Oh, yes, when it comes to coronavirus. Well, absolutely. The pubs are doing the right things with the social distancing, but the alcohol's the problem because it clouds people's judgment. And they're still, oh, yeah, Tom, give us a huggy. Give us a hug. Put it there. Fantastic. All that stuff when they get a wee bit too much of the old vino. Now, what I'll do with this, I'll pop this on to the Scottie McClue big page. I think that's always best. The Scottie McClue big page. There it goes. And off we go. You should be able to program all this so that you just do one click and it shares to everything. You probably can. Ban alcohol, anything, every drink can be alcohol free, but you should be allowed to use it in medical products like disinfectant and wipes. Yeah, but I would still wonder all that stuff. I think there's alcohol in some of these hand sanitizers. Now, your skin is very, very absorbent. So I wonder if that's enough to trigger somebody's alcoholism. The judgment was clouded to begin with, says Willie Song. Perhaps you've got a very good point there, Willie. I mean, we've seen people on here tonight that probably haven't even had a sniff of the barmaid's apron, and yet they're giving us nonsense. Their judgment is clouded. Now, I'm going to have to send some more stuff out here. Let everybody know what's what. Share, share, share. Can we have a general share? Just to let everybody know what is what I say. Very good point, that, Willie Song. Their judgment was clouded to begin with. Yes, I like it. You do. You are, of course, correct. So there we go. Now, here we are. Oh, yes. We're getting, I'm having to log in here. That's it, because I did a wee bit of running the cleaners to get rid of any nonsense that's taking up space. There we are. Excellent. So let's post that. Wonderful. And that's that gone. So you'll be able to see that. And it wants to know what I'm thinking. So I'll give them that. Okay. Excellent. There we are. You can't say fairer than that, unless you can't pronounce your F's or your TH's. The Great Reset has begun. Is the World Economic Forum's fault endorsed? We're all doomed. No, not doomed. These are sensible people you're talking about there. We would never be doomed. So there we're World Economic Forum. Yes, we need all these things. Otherwise, we don't get anything done, numpty. Scottie, do you prefer to use the laptop rather than a PC tower? I'm going to pop in the old PC tower and see if the insides will cope, with being a lot lighter. But having said that, I'm not sure, would they be up to all the streaming? That's what we need to talk about, okay? So very important that. Would they be up to all the streaming? J-Dog will know. Tony has joined us. Good evening, Scottie. Good evening, Anthony. Lovely to have you with us. So excellent stuff. No, I don't think we're doomed at all, numpty heat, for goodness sake. But I think we're going to have to be very cute and very clever to survive. but there's definitely going to be big changes around. And I've no doubt that officialdom will be wondering how it can all be turned to the advantage of certain people. That's how the world tends to work. And there we go. What did you think about them giving Lord Nelson a bad name? Sadly, if alcohol was banned, there would be a civil uprising. Kareem, why, if you've educated the people? If you said, look, this is for your own good, right? So you don't need to do anything. You just need to be alcohol-free. Because think about it. If governments were doing something dodgy, surely they would rather that the population were completely plastered out of their face. And then they could get up to all sorts, right? But if you've got a sharp, sober, highly intelligent, very well-educated public who are not angry or bitter or twisted or any of that stuff, then you've got some very, very powerful people, you know? And that's what we should be looking at, you know. There we are. What about that, Kareem? Are you up for that one? Did you like that? Do you see what I just did there? So it's surely in the interest of the people to be sober and upright and hardworking and ready for life. Yes? What do we think? Response screen, please. Thank you very much. Now then, let's bring back the single mother. I think we've got enough of the single mother, numpty hoot. I think let's bring back the family unit. Might be a better way to go. Ma, Pa, and the Waynes. There we are, the Bruns. The classic Scottish family with Grandpa. There we are. Did you notice, I don't think, was Grandma Brun around, or was it just Ma? Do tell. Believe, says Eddie Doyle. Absolutely. Scotty, some people believe alcoholism is a disease. It's not a disease. It's a choice. It can lead to disease, though, to be honest with you, Eddie, can't it? I mean, that's the whole thing, you know. So what I was going to say about the liver is wonderful, wonderful stuff, but liver disease, particularly cirrhosis, presents late. So quite often the damage is done when the liver's done. Scotty, my friends were creating accounts with my name. It wasn't me. Okay, Josh, no problem at all. I apologize. You're fine, Josh. You're back in business. As long as there's no spamming, no problem. Excellent stuff. So there we are. Very pleased with the Scotland result. 1-0 against Slovakia at Hampden. Were you not shouting for Slovakia? Tony, was anybody shouting for Slovakia? Grandpa Brun used to have a bit in the side. No, he did not, Professor Numpty. He'd stop making up nonsense. He did not. They were a very, very fine family. So there we are. So just stop. I don't know, Numpty. Scotty, you're looking sharp tonight. I thank you, yes. Well turned out. It's a mark of respect for who I'm going to see. And I've come to see you. So there we are. So I thought I'd better tidy myself up. Fantastic. Thank you, Eddie Doyle. We appreciate that. Yes. The way you dress is as a mark of respect for who you're going to see. Although we have let the old dress code slip a bit. I look at our politicians at the moment, and I would ask you to cast your mind back to people like Anthony Eden. Have a wee look in your search engine for Anthony Eden, the Right Honourable Anthony Eden, and just look at how well turned out Anthony is. A remarkable man. Sadly, in later life, not a terribly well man. But please do have a look at how well turned out Anthony Eden is. You know, check the suits. the shoes, the mustache, the ties, the shirts. Fantastic. So that's what I would advise. Sadly, people don't want to be educated. We see that all over the UK. England nearly 10,000 a year for uni. Yes. I agree, educated society, but make it better, not dumb it down. No, absolutely. Raise the standards all the time. To support a football team, Scottie, only if they're winning, Josh. I don't really have much time for football. Too much to do. So there we are. Hi, Scottie. How are you? This is Matty. Hi, Matty. Dinky-Doo. Lovely to have you with us. Midget Gems. Evening, Scottie. Will the restaurants and public houses survive the 16 days of more misery for their trading? I very much doubt it. Well, you see, I think somebody once told me when I was wee, and I had friends who owned pubs, and it was pretty hard going. It was pretty hard work then. And somebody once told me in a phone-in that a pub itself does not usually make enough money off the sale of alcohol to survive on its ToThe, all right, on its own. So they add things in like food, yeah, like gaming machines, like music, like a log fire, like a lounge and a public bar and a tap room. What else? A beer garden where you can sit outside. A smoking shelter with no roof. Something like that. That sort of idea. So that kind of idea. Do you particularly like any other sports? So I was a big rugby player, you know. Tight head prop, down first. Boom! Get down there. I think a break from alcohol will do us all good. I've just finished 9 days for sober in October with 22 days to go. The danger is you can get too dependent. I speak from experience. Well, that's it, Tony. It's when it gets a hold of you. What I would suggest to you, and it's only a suggestion, I'm not interfering in your life, but what I would suggest to you is that you don't go back to it. You just think, do you know what? I don't think I need this. Because it has no intrinsic value to your life at all. So there we are. It's a de-inhibitor. But you look at how your body starts as soon as you take your first drink. It starts to say as quickly as you can, you need to go for a number one. Yes, absolutely. Then you start sweating. So your body is saying, get this stuff away from me. So there we are. So I would think about that. Numpty Head. What is Numpty Head saying? Hold on. We want to hear Numpty Head. We want Numpty Head. This is the new norm. The pubs are doomed, I tell you. Doomed. Well, perhaps they are, but I think, for instance, that would suit the politicians, because to the politicians, the pubs are a distraction. People can talk with loose tongues about how the government's doing. So they want people to be into their wee house and on their phone where you can see what they're talking about. You know, that's the idea. There we are. Yes, I think so. So we'll see. So it's definitely, life is going to be different. Craig Cochrane, relationships are like mobile phones. I look at my phone and I think it used to be a lot easier to turn this on. Craig Cochrane. Scottie, what do you think about smoking? Should it be banned? Absolutely, Eddie Doyle. Smoking should be off the planet now completely. That's a really, really dangerous habit to get into. And that has zero benefits. And don't listen to whoppers that a smoker will tell you, like, well, it calms me down, you know. I've got to smoke for my nerves. You know, none of that is true. Their body is in a state because it's all nicotined up. So any of these things, you don't actually need anything. So I would say get rid of all recreational drugs, tobacco, alcohol, anything that's out with the law, dump the lot. Get your mind right, and you don't need it, because the best high ever is nothing. Woo! Yeah, that's the thing. So there you go. Wee bit hot chocolates. I also think electric vape should be banned. Well, I think, Eddie, anything that makes people dependent, you know, I mean, there used to be a huge industry around tobacco, and I've been part of it myself. My great uncle had a smoker's cabinet that he left to me, and it was homemade. There was a tobacco jar in it. There was a wee drawer for pipes and pipe bowls, pipe cleaners, smoker's knife to give the pipe a good reaming, you know, all that sort of thing, you know, and because the pipe was always better of a good reaming. And, you know, and your pipe cleaners that you shoved through the bowl, wee knife to scrape the burned tobacco off, all that stuff. You would hear people that were taking up pipe smoking going, how are you getting on with the pipe? Aye, not too bad. I was only sick twice today. I think that's a better tobacco. So, you know, we're getting there. We're building up a resilience, you know. Then the cigarettes, of course. The First World War really popularized cigarettes. And that was, of course, compounded in the Second World War. Scotty, what do you think of these wee electric scooters the Waynes play on? Should they be banned? No, numpty head. I think they're excellent. You know, I mean, I think that's excellent. I also quite like, I don't know, numpty head, have you come across the trainers with the wheels? I thought that was quite interesting. The trainers with the wheels are quite good. More sharing, guys. We need share. We need to get the numbers up. We need new people finding out about McClue and thinking, aha, I never knew this was on. This is fabulous. That's what we want. Follow me on Reddit. Follow me on Twitter. Reddit is Scottie_McClue. Twitter is @ScottieMcClue. There we are. Right, guys, bit of sharing. Come on. What's going on here? I love this. Right, I'll get rid of that and rid of that. Rid of that. Here we are. We're back in business. More sharing, I say. Let everybody know what is what. I had a job drilling holes for water, Scotty. It was well boring. Ah, Craig Cochran. I jumped into a taxi the other day. I said, could you run us along to the central station? He went, it's just over there. I'll no charge you. I said, that's no fair. Did you see what I just did there, Craig Cochran? Woo! Fantastic. Right. More subscribers, guys. We need more subscribers all the time. Scotty, when are you on to tonight? Kareem, well, how long have we been on? What's the time? Oh, it's about 12 minutes to 10, is it? 12 minutes to 10. We'll stay on as long as you like, Kareem. You'll be going to your bobos because you'll need to be up early for the Hounds. Das Hunda. Der Hunda, is it? Ha-ha, says Craig. Did you like that, Craig? So there we are. I gave up taxi driving myself, Craig, as you know. Because people were talking behind my back. Is that too much light? I think it is, actually. We'll just pop back to what we had. Is everybody happy with the sound, the lighting, the general appearance of McClue? You know, that sort of idea. Wonderful. We love this. That's what we need to look at. The general appearance. Oh, I'll share to the group. The Scottie McClue group. Scottie McClue fan group, guys, if you're ever needing. Fantastic. There's about 3,000 of you, I think, on that one. And we like that. Right? So I'll put in Scottie McClue fan group for fans. Discussion and debate. It's an old group that's been around a long time, and people love it. They get themselves on there, and they love it. Wonderful. Sound and lighting spot on, Scotty boy. I thank you, Eddie Doyle. Sorry I was late joining the party tonight, says Anthony. Anthony, your private life is your own. We will not pry. I used to have a friend up north who used to say, Scottie, dinna pry. I like you fine, Scottie, but dinna pry. You're aye prying. Spearing the guts out. Do you know what spearing is? Asking questions. Oh, he's spearing us. There we go. Fantastic. Well, that's the journalist in me, isn't it? For goodness sake. Scottie, it's really time for the guys as we answer the door. No, you can't, numpty head. You know, you'll not be allowed to because of social distancing. So there we are. And with their masks, you wouldn't know what they'd come as. Halloween's the one night of the year Scottie McClue doesn't have to dress up. Wonderful. What have you come as? Oh, Scottie McClue, that's great. You just look like him. I am him. I can remember a big wild Halloween party in a house in Edinburgh. And the police turned up at the door at about 3 a.m. or something. And I went and I thought, I'll just see if I can help. And somebody was there. It was a fancy dress party. So I think I was a vicar or something. And or a pirate. And I went to the door, and there were the police, and this guy comes out, a wee bit stocious, and he goes, oh, amazing! Brilliant, the penny is, you just look the part, you could be police. Your radio, and your jackets, and your whistle, and your... And the guy goes, Ian, could you just go away in, please? They are police. Oh, sorry. No offense, no. Could you just go away now? All that. Scottie, you recommend a good Halloween punch? Oh, Andy Groves, we don't do violence on here. Absolutely not. There we are. Maybe a half Nelson. I was back in the pub last week and there was social distancing, but you could see as the night went on, people got more drunk. No one was bothered by closing time. Well, by closing time, it's all the standard. Absolute top man. Here's a hug. Now come here. That's my pal. We need to chuck all that. Chuck the alcohol. That's what I'm saying. No more. No trick or treat. Kareem, I think the virus has been enough of a trick. So there we are. No trick or treating. No cheating. Now, there we go. The wife was wanting a new broom, so I took her down to the shop and said, which would you like? Scottie, I joined back. Why are you drunk now? I am not drunk, good pizza. I haven't been drunk for a long, long time. So there we are. That's exactly what it was like, Scottie. It's all that, Craig, isn't it? Giving each other, you know, or a couple that, you know, maybe got a wee bit carried away and give each other a wee dig. The rest of it, you know, a wee bit of blood running out the nose and holding hands. Forget that. Brothers, forever. My pal. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, you know, I get carried away. You were been kind of chicken me up, you know. No. Forget it. All that goes on. All that. Did you get a wee bit of that? You know, a wee bit of that nonsense. I think the government's been right to lock down the pubs and restaurants when people have alcohol. They forget about social distancing and the virus spreads. It does indeed. Now, Kareem, you're talking about Carlisle. In the First World War, I think it was, after the First World War, there was huge drunkenness in Carlisle. And the pubs didn't seem to be able to cope. So the government took over the pubs. And it was a friend of mine's father who was one of the guys, who was looking after all that. And the government took over the pubs, watered down the beer, tightened the rules and told people what was what. And the drunkenness tailed off a bit. You know, mind you, as you know, you could have a good few English beers before you got in the state you were in with Scottish beer, you know what I mean? There we are. Oscar Bowman. Thank you for that. But unfortunately, we can't go down that road. So there you are. We are a national and international show. But it's very kind of you to say. Very kind of you to say. Off sales and alcohol will be going through the roof, but not to heat if we start educating people, and they could do it. You know, I mean, you've got your chief medical officers, your first minister, you've got all your big personalities there who could go on and start to say, think about giving up booze. You know, and if they did it properly, not in any patronizing way or anything like that. Scottie, do you have any tattoos? No, I don't, Kareem, to be honest with you. I was just wondering, I put this out as a subject once, would you trust somebody with a tattoo? You know? So no, I wouldn't have any tattoos. I wouldn't put my body through that. Tattoos used to be your big, tough guys. A lot of seamen had tattoos. When I was young, I worked in the boats, and my bosses and all that, they had great big arms, a bit like McClue, you know, the big arms, and they had anchors and everything tattooed in the back. I also wouldn't, because I've got mild psoriasis, present from my lovely late father, who I adored. So it's not a problem. But I've got mild psoriasis, and the skin is very, very absorbent. You're a bit like Rabsy Nisbet there, says Anthony. Yes, Anthony, a wee bit of acting. There we are, acting gassed. I have 6. Kareem, excellent. Well, there we are. Why did you get them? After the lockdown, we need to just get on with life. The numbers will continue to rise and fall for a long time. But we can't keep going into lockdown every few weeks. I think if we'd all obeyed it in the early days and they'd locked us down quickly enough, we'd probably have been in a much stronger position. I'm not sure the virus will continue. We don't know. It may well fizzle out. So there we are. Partly if you keep your windows open and let the air circulate, what have you. You know, you see, smoking in pubs, the virus would have gone through that, because smoking was a great conductor for things. You don't remember you used to, I think I picked up a cold in the pub the other night. Place was heaving, you know. Vaccines supposed to be out in June for people. Well, Kareem, I mean, how do we know we can trust a vaccine that has been developed very, very quickly? I mean, some people are going to make a lot of money out of coronavirus. I can tell you. But then they would do that anyway. We had war profiteers in the First and Second World War. Now then, let's see what's happening. I'll just see what's happening here. We're talking about an inhaled vaccine, for goodness sake. An inhaled vaccine. Yes, Welly Song, very interesting. So you inhale this stuff. Tonight they were talking about something that had been around for tuberculosis. The one I heard was, what was the one that came in? One of the penicillin ones, wasn't it? That cured the tuberculosis. And I knew the guy that brought it in was a distant relative. And he was interviewed on the telly, and he said, we cured 16 million people. He said, nobody believed us, but we did. Lovely man. Wonderful. Sir John Crofton. That was your man. There we are. I will definitely try any. I'll be the guinea pig. Yes, Kareem, yes. I trust a vaccine that's just been made, especially when we don't have enough don't know enough. Sorry. Oh, Craig, I wouldn't trust a vaccine that's just been made, especially when we don't know enough about the virus yet. Yes, that's a very fair point there, Craig, actually. Wonder why alcohol isn't banned from shops and off licenses. I think Westminster would lose a lot of money when the taxes raised on alcohol sales in Scotland. Well, alcohol sales everywhere. I mean, Scotland's tiny, Anthony. Remember, Scotland's only 10% of the population, if that. So there's another 90% of the UK population out with Scotland. So there we are. And there's some pretty heavy drinking goes on all over the UK. I can tell you this because I have first-hand experience. I remember saying to a friend, I was thinking of buying a pub, and he said, yeah, I said, but the problem is, Scottie, when the bulk of your bad experience has been from the other side, he said it's a different kettle of fish, a different crate of booze. Do you think a sip of the Earl Grey would make a good vaccine? Andy Groves, I'll try it. Oh, that's lush, you know. Certainly very, very nice. Very nice. So there we are. What was the vaccine for that they put on the sugar lump? Remember that? Was that polio? I think that might have been polio. So there we go. Streptomycin, I think, wasn't it? Was that not what they used to cure the TB? Was that not what Sir John Crofton brought in? Check out Sir John Crofton, a distant relative of McClue. Wonderful man as well. Chest physician, I think he was. The flu vaccine was discovered in 1931 and given to soldiers in 1941 first. First rule of medicine, do no harm. Alistair Campbell, yes, your Hippocratic oath. Santa. So there we are. I'm afraid, Holly, you have to change your username. We don't hold with the username. So you want to change that? That would be wonderful. There we are. All right, Holly. So you change your name and come back on. Shouldn't be too difficult. Wonderful stuff, and we can chat to you then. Now, I'm just thinking, can we do a tweet for tonight? We haven't done our tweet for tonight, and we like to do a tweet. So I think we need to be doing that. Excellent stuff. Have you all shared? Wonderful, wonderful. Right, we'll do the tweet together. We like to do that. There we are. We'll let that fire up, as they say. Numpty Head, you haven't been on the Skype. Now, what's the point in me having the Skype and no Numpty Head coming on? Hold on a second. I think I might have to check this. Hang on. So what am I doing there? That's fine. We'll just do a wee bit of sorting this. If you leave it for any length of time, it has to be sorted. Right. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Right, here we are. Just be with you in a second, guys. Don't dash off. Wonderful. Now. Oh, right. We'll see if that fires up, and if it does, I think you should give me a wee call. So there we are. I've just been on a once-in-a-lifetime holiday. I'll tell you what, never again. Good one, Tony. We like that. What about this one for you? Met an old guy the other day. I said, how are you? She says, I've just had all my teeth out. Every single one of them. I says, what's it like? You went, never again. There you go, Anthony. McClue's got to the merry Jeep as well. A bit of a Jeep star. Going, Scottie, up early for a hospital appointment. Craig Cochran, take great care of yourself. I went into the doctor's the other night. I said, can you help me out? She said, yes. Which way did you come in? Yes, he said, I have two medicines. This one's £1, this is £1.50. I said, what's the difference, doctor? He went, Well, 50p. There we are, Craig. The olds are the best. Another good stream that we'll be on tomorrow night. May well be, Craig. I shall keep you all in touch. Draw us a picture, says Welly Song. Did you like that, Welly Song? Did I illustrate my story? Right. Now, here we are here, guys. What are we putting on the tweet to let everybody know? I mean, what could people possibly doing that is more important than watching Scottie McClue? Don't answer that. There we go. That was what you call a rhetorical question. Right. What do you want in the tweet, guys? Let me know, and we'll put some stuff up here. Let me know what you would like to see in the Scottie McClue tweet. Right. Oh, yes. Now then, what would you like to see on here? Ah, yes. Right, I think we're just about there. Anybody got any other ideas they want to get out there on the tweet? Because we'll do the tweet together. Then I'll keep you up to date with who's got shared. Scottie, Karim, I thank you, La. Get it shared out there and tell people what is what. Now, oh yes, that's the idea, isn't it? Right, I'll tell you what we'll do here. I've just got an idea. Right. Okay. Okay, there it goes. Right. The tweet is going, guys, and I'll let you know what we've got on it. Off it's gone. Right. We'll see what's what. We'll see how many people are watching that now. The recipe for a vegetarian lattice slice. Now, Andy Groves, are you talking about a vegetarian lattice slice in a rich chicken sauce? You know? Anthony says, don't you hate it when football commentators mention 1966 during an England match? You can imagine what everybody will be saying. We do. I don't hate anything, Tony, as you know, because you're shutting off an avenue of learning. So there we go. Scottie, do you still play your Megamix? Andy Groves, I haven't played it on here because if you play music, it tends to get you a copyright strike. And that's not the end of the world, but it does that. Whereas you see, we chat on here, and that's very popular. We love that. So there we are. Now, let me tell you if anybody's seen our tweet, because that must be a good 10 seconds since we sent it out. Okay? So, let's just see how many people have seen our tweet. 60 people have seen the tweet, and we've just tweeted it. Is that not fabulous? So there we go. I used to do a lot of shows on Periscope as well on Twitter. Scottie, I liked Light the Bonfire the other night. Did you like that, Alistair Campbell? Yes, just a wee one. That's one of your trads, so I don't think that's a problem. Scottie, there's a good documentary on tomorrow night. I think you'd like it. It's called Inside Central Station. Now, Eddie Doyle, I think I might have seen that when the new BBC channel started up. It was quite good, and I think that the new BBC channel in Scotland, the one that everyone complains doesn't get so many viewers nowadays, but I'm sure they did something on. I'd love to get my hands on these channels, and program them. Yes, I know what the public like, you see. I would soon get these figures up. 100 and, wait to see what's that looking like on the tweet. 116 have seen the tweet, and we've just sent it out. Scottie, good show tonight. I'll say good night. Dinky-Doo, and speak soon. Night all. Kareem, night. Lovely having you with us. Thank you very much for acknowledging wee Clyde's birthday yesterday with your lovely dog saying hi. Appreciate it. Love the house in Carlisle idea, Kareem. I think that that sounds like a real smart move. So there we are, an area I know very well indeed, having worked there for many years. What have we got here on the tweet, guys? 140 have seen the tweet, and as I say, it's just gone out there. Thanks very much, Kareem. Take great care of yourself. And Dinky-Doo from Scottie McClue. Night-night. Everybody say night to Kareem, please. Very, very important. It's time I wasn't here. Time I pushed off, isn't it? 150 on the tweet now, guys. What can we say for the tweet? 160. Just gone up 10 there. Absolutely. I mean, 164. 160. Oh, my goodness. If it goes to 1,000, I'll show you it. I'll turn the camera around. Numpty Heat, I thought you were going to Skype me. Let's see if you have done. Oh, there we are. Yes, the wonderful Jim. Fantastic. I can't believe that. Superb, Jim. Excellent. Yes. We wanted to have more chats on that. I've always wondered why St. Enoch was closed and the centre remained. Alistair Campbell, what an interesting thing to say. Tell me more. My parents were married 72 years ago, and they spent their honeymoon the first night in the St. Enoch Hotel, over in the corner there. I think it'll be where the shopping centre is that right? And that was the first night of their honeymoon, and then they went off to Selkirk. I think, could it have been by train? Could you have got a train to Selkirk? We need to get a Murray's Diary. That would be the one. Who remembers a Murray's Diary? Night, buddy. Night, Andy Groves. Take great care of yourself. Lovely to have you with us, and Dinky-Doo. 220 on the tweet. What can we say for the tweet? The bid is in the room. Fantastic. Time for a sip of the Earl Grey. I'm a great one for a wee sip of the Earl Grey. Excellent stuff. And Dinky-Doo, I say. 232 on the tweet. 235. It's going good style, the old tweet there. We like that. So there we are. Alistair Campbell, that's a very interesting point. Anybody know why they closed St. Enoch? Now, the only thing is, you wouldn't have been able to reach the same places from St. Enoch. So you wouldn't have been able to get the West Coast down to Gurrock and Weems Bay, which, of course, in their day were absolutely pivotal to the rest of Scotland. You see, what we've lost in Scotland, and if Scotland ever becomes independent, it needs to reinstate this, is a totally integrated transport policy. Now, it was wonderful when you could get a train and then a boat, and the boats were timed to meet the trains, to coincide with the trains. Very, very interesting that. So you could work in Glasgow. In fact, at 11 minutes past 7 every morning, up until 1936, the paddle steamer Columba, the 711, left Bridge Wharf, heading for Ardrishig in Argyll. On her was a post office. So although she was PS Columba, paddle steamer, built in 1878, I think, and she ran till 1936. On her was a post office, because although she was PS Columba paddle steamer, she was RMS Columba, Royal Mail Ship. She took the Royal Mail. McBrain's had the contract for the mail. And she would take the mail from Glasgow, and then she would end up, I think, probably at 12 o'clock in Ardrishig, or maybe 1 o'clock. And she would sit there and then turn around and come back, go back to Glasgow. So in theory, all these places, you could work in these places. You could work in, so coming down, she probably called at Gourock and Dunoon and Inellen, Rothsay, Tinnabruach, brackets, Kyles of Butte, close brackets, Tinnabruach, Tarbert, and Ardrishig, you see. Meanwhile, others were going up to Inverary. Now, the road has collapsed. There's been road landslips and landfalls, and the road's been closed, and people have been directed up the old military road, and the rest and be thankful. And some of the cars that I've had in my town, you did rest and be thankful when you got to the top of that lot. So there we are. So we need to find out. The last train left St Enoch on the 27th of July, 1967. I wonder where was it going, Alistair Campbell? Because was St Enoch not the place for the borders? Count Murcielago. Hi, Scottie. Just a quick hello. And good to see you well. I'm dealing with anxiety and looking after Mum. Sorry for not being on here much. Count Murcielago, lovely to hear from you. Strength to you. Strength to your mum. And Dinky-Doo from Scottie McClue to a top man. Don't worry about the cough. Had it for 20 years. Now, 350 have seen the tweet. 351. So there we are. We'll put a stop to it then. Right. Stein McClue wasn't here. What a fantastic evening tonight. Thank you for coming and joining us. Thank you for watching. I'll keep you up to date with the progress and the technical progress for the phone-in. That should be an absolute cracker. So there we are. So keep cheerful. Keep on top of yourselves. Keep in touch with yourselves. Stay fabulous. And until we all meet again, which shouldn't be too far away, keep your eye out for notifications, I say. This is Scottie McClue saying Dinky-Doo to every one of you, County Murcielago. Haste you back, the wonderful Alistair Campbell. More research being done as we speak, Alistair. Dinky-Doo, my darlings, take care of yourselves. I'll sing you the goodbye song. Goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, and a cheerio. Night-night, lads, Dinky-Doo.